Let's bring in Ndabezinhle Sibiya, who's KwaZulu-Natal Transport Department spokesperson, who joins us now. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Perhaps, let's talk a little bit about the recent Pietermaritzburg crash that claimed the lives of 5 learners. What immediate accountability steps has your department taken to address that specific tragedy? Because that's perhaps the boiling point that led to this audit.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Mpo, and good evening to the viewers of SABC 44. Yeah, the MEC for Transport and Human Settlements in KwaZulu-Natal, Sponsor Duma, he was, very touched by that, horrific accident that claimed the lives of 5 learners. And what he emphasized is a integrated approach involving, the other MECs, MEC for Health, MEC for Education, Sipho, in terms of speeding up interventions and to be with the families of the deceased. And we have, ensured that we work with Santaco as well and the local taxi associations just to be with the families during this difficult period. But the question that you are raising is very critical. That is why the MEC is working very closely with the Lieutenant General Ndlatam Kwanas, because as you know, 5 learners perished in that horrific accident. So the SAPS, are the ones who are in charge now of all the investigations that are currently underway. We can confirm that one of the drivers, the driver for that taxi that plunged into Senzobuhle preschool, he was injured and was taken to hospital. So the police are dealing with that matter. But on the other side of the coin, what is important is for the MEC to show bold leadership, working with the district mayor, Mzi Zuma, working with the mayor of Msunduzi, Tebola Mzimkulu, just to ensure that we are able to deal with all issues that relate to the private scholar transport in terms of the safety standard that must be adhered to.
The families that SABC News has interacted with often speak about government responses only coming after lives have been lost. Why has it taken a spike in accidents such as this to trigger the current audit that's going to take place? Because, it perhaps comes at a time when it should have come long ago.
Yeah, you're correct. What the MEC pointed out when he was addressing the mourners last, the other weekend, he avoided any finger pointing. What he emphasized is that, look, all role players must, come in here and exercise responsibility. From a point of view of policies, permits, and enforcement, the Department of Transport, has got to come in here. And we've been playing our role in terms of, doing all those, inspections, doing the enforcement. Then you have, the local municipality, that is Umsunduzi, also playing a role in terms of the department of, their traffic departments, doing the monitoring and also enforcing the bylaws and enforcing all the traffic regulations. But then again, we do think that it's important that we bring here Santaco, because I'm happy that Santaco is actually coming in and also admitting that these private, scholar transporters, they are affiliated to the taxi association, to the taxi council. So meaning that Santaco must also come in and ensure that all the taxis that are used, their members are properly trained, and that the cars that are used are also in a condition that is acceptable. But for our part as the Department of Transport, it is correct to indicate that we've brought on board the testing vehicle association, and we've said, look, let us work in a integrated fashion. The head of the Department of Transport, the acting head, Sma Ngubo, has been mandated by the MEC Sponsor Duma to work with the municipal managers in and around the Umpungulo district, all the local municipalities, so that we start the audit of these vehicles that are used.
In fact, just as you make mention of that, pardon the interruption, how will this audit be conducted to ensure that it's thorough, it's transparent, and not just reduced to a box-ticking exercise?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Let us look at the actual issuing of, the roadworthiness certificates. Me and you understand that, look, there are unscrupulous, testing associations. You find that, there are taxis that are moving around with fraudulent, roadworthiness certificates that are issued in other provinces. So that is why we are saying, look, we need to then work with, the Vehicle Testing Association. They are a member of the Retailing Motor Industry Organization, so that we check all the issuing of roadworthiness certificates in terms of the National Road Traffic Act, and also to bring on board here, the municipalities, because we have here, local, taxi associations. You have these, taxis that are moving in the townships and not going to, city centers, as they know that, look, the enforcement is very strict there. So we have agreed that working with Santaco, working with the municipalities, we are going to do that audit, also bring on board the Vehicle Testing Association. But the last point that I think is very important that MEC made is that you talk here about, the issue that involves other provinces. So that is why we'll be working with the Road Traffic Management Corporation, working with, the National Department of Transport, so that we have one, a policy that we are going to enforce, and to ensure that at least as we move forward, the legislations governing the scholar transport industry is tightened up, so that we do the vetting of the drivers, we do the vetting of the vehicles, and that there's operational oversight with the school governing bodies coming on board, Department of Education coming on board, as well as the municipalities coming on board.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We're going to have to leave it there. Ndabezinhle Sibiya, who is KwaZulu-Natal Transport Department spokesperson.